Hello everyone. Today we are diving into something we use every single day, that is our smartphones. Specifically, we will be looking at Android and iOS, the two biggest mobile operating systems that power almost every smartphone in the world. Have you ever wondered how these systems started, or why some people swear by iPhones while others refuse to leave Android? Well, today we will answer these questions by talking you through the history of and major versions of Android and iOS and how each update changed the mobile technology and the key differences and the strengths of both and which one is better for different types of users. So by the end of this session, you will have a whole new perspective on why our smartphones work the way they do today. First of all, the origins. The origins of Android and iOS. Let's go back to the early 2000s when Nokia and BlackBerry were ruling the mobile world. And uh, the and you may question how Android started. Actually, it is founded in 2003 by Andy Rubin. Android was not originally made for phones. It was for the digital cameras. But Google bought Android in 2005 and turned it into an open source mobile operating system. And in 2008, the first Android phone, and I think it's HTC from HTC. The name is Dream T-Mobile G1, like that, was launched. It had no touchscreen, keyboard, and had physical buttons instead, but it's running on Android. And how iOS started. In 2007, Steve Jobs introduced the first iPhone with iOS 1, with no App Store, no copy paste, and no multitasking. The App Store arrived in 2008, changing the mobile industry forever. At this point, Android was all about the customizations, and iOS was focused on simplicity and user experience. The difference still exists today. And then the evolution of Android. Now let's look at how Android grew from a simple OS to a powerhouse of features. Like the key features and their impacts are in each versions they introduce some changes. So I will just go through them. In Android 2.3, it's called Gingerbread. It's to the when on 2010. They give the first support for front-facing cameras like Hello Selfies. Uh, and in Android 4, it's named as Ice Cream Sandwich. It's released in 2011. In that version, they bring the swipe gestures, and it became standard for the smartphones. And in Android 5, it's called Lollipop. It's released in 2014 and introduced material design, giving Android a fresh, modern look. And in Android 6, it's called Marshmallow. So 2015 added the fingerprint authentication for the security, and in Android 8 Oreo 2017 they introduced the picture-in-picture mode. You know that is what that is, and allowing videos to play while using other apps like that. And in Android 10 2019, first Android version to drop the desert names and added the system-wide dark mode. Uh, and in Android 12, it's released in 2021. They introduced the Material U, which changes UI colors based on the wallpaper. And in Android 14, it's released in 2023. They improved the battery efficiency, security, and app compatibility. And these are the major released Android versions. But up to date, currently, the Android 15 is available for all users. And also, Android 16 is at the beta development process. I think 16 has some more features. Android 15 also have features, but the OEMs are not currently released that for every smartphones. Only few of the devices have Android 15 now. The biggest strength of Android, it's open source, customizable. I know two Android phones looks the same. That much difference it has. If by talking the evolution of iOS, the iOS on the other hand focuses on stability and premium experience. Let's see how it evolved and the key versions and the impact of in iOS 4 2010 first time the multitasking was introduced. We can do two or three things at the same time. And in iOS 7, it's released in 2013, the major UI redesign happens, making everything flat and modern. And in iOS 8 2014, the third-party keyboards and widgets finally arrived in iPhones. And in iOS 10 2016, the redesigned lock screen and improved Siri integration. And iOS 14 2020, the home screen widgets and app library, something Android had for years. Uh, in this case, iOS is very late. And in iOS 16 2022, a lock screen customization and better iMessage features. In iOS 17 2023, the standby mode and the name drop, making sharing contact effortless. And in current iOS 18, they brought made the support for the AI systems. It also introduced many more features, but the reality is that Android has these features a long time ago. And the advantage in Angular is, shit, not Angular, in Android is uh, it is it is just a software that everyone can use. So if an OEM like Samsung, Moto, any of the brands can take that and customize their own way. So uh, apart from that stock features, they will have additional features that will be different on each branch. But in the case of Apple, it does not happen like that. And but the Apple's focus is user experience, security, and seamless ecosystem. That's why iPhones last for years. But Androids are also moving towards that now. The Qualcomm, the chip partner for the Androids, and they promise to give support for 8 years so that the OEMs can also give security updates or necessary improvements through the software updates. So the Androids will also last years from now on. And Android versus iOS. Uh, Now comes the real debate. Which one is better? Let's compare them in a few key areas. And customization and personalization. Android. You can change everything: wallpapers, icons, layouts, even install third-party launchers. And iOS limited customization, but a cleaner and more refined experience. And Android wins for flexibility, but iOS offers consistency, security, and privacy. Android more prone to malware due to side loading of apps, but I think it's protected now. iOS strong security, better privacy controls, and strict app policies. iOS wins here. And performance and longevity, as I said before, both are at the same standard now. In App Store and ecosystem, Google Play Store has more apps, but quality varies. App Store is more polished and secure. Apps works better. And the future, maybe both Android and iOS are pushing towards AI-driven features, better performance, and more security. The Android is focusing on AI-driven assistants, foldable phones, better cross-device compatibility. iOS is improving its ecosystem, integrating AI into Siri and enhancing privacy even further. So, which OS will dominate the future? That's something we'll all have to wait and see. To sum it up, Android is the king of customization and flexibility, but iOS roles in stability, security, and longevity. Both OSs have evolved to meet modern users' needs, but the real question, which one suits you better? If you love experimenting and having full control of your phone, Android is the way you go. If you want simplicity, privacy, and long-lasting phone, iOS is perfect. And in the end, both platforms have revolutionized mobile technology and will continue to shape the future. And that's all about the Android and iOS. Let me know in the comments in which team are you in, team Android or team iOS. Thank you.